Staying strong and active doesn't necessarily require any fancy equipment. In fact, you can do it with just a stick.
That's right. This is going to work your arms, your legs, your core, improve your balance, as well as your flexibility. It does it all.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Welcome to the Bob and Brad channel. We are the most famous physical therapy team on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Mike. You've got a wonderful program here, so get your stick and let's get ready to go.
Yes, now you can use... I have a Booyah Stik here. You can use a wooden dowel. You can use a cane if it's long enough. You can use a mop handle, a walking stick. You just need something. Normally, the longer the distance of it, the better variety you'll get.
But not 12 foot long.
No, maybe not 12 foot long.
4 to 5 feet is probably the longest, but you can do shorter. Like this cane is only 4 and it still works.
So before we get started, this is going to take about 12 minutes. It's going to be follow along style. We're going to show a seated option and a standing option. So do which one works for you. You can do this routine 3 times a week. I probably wouldn't do it every day, but just pick days that work for you and just follow along and have some fun.
Yep, absolutely. So take a deep breath if you're in your chair. You know, if you have armrests, just be aware of them so you don't bump your elbows. Sorry, you know.
Yes, be aware of it. So I'm going to go start the timer, and we're going to get into the first one right away. Here we are really high tech here. So the first one is just shoulder rolls with a stick. So all you're going to do is hold on to the stick and roll your shoulder. So I am going backwards. You can go forwards. You can go slow or quicker. We're just going to loosen up the scapular and shoulders.
Alternating. Have a little fun with it.
That's a good option as well. Again, stand tall, have good posture. If you're in your chair, you don't even have to hold on to a stick, but it's just nice because a lot of the other ones we're going to be doing it. This first portion is going to be more upper body loosening up, and then later we'll get into lower body and core. We are halfway there. How are you feeling?
Very good. And keep in mind where you hold on to the stick closer together is going to be a little more challenging for a lot of these. Farther apart, we give you a little more range of motion. Do what works best for you. So there you go.
We're going to come up on 10 more seconds. Just take your time. I'm switching directions. You're going one way. You can do your fun dance again. We got 3, 2, 1. And the next one is an overhead reach. So we're actually keeping our arms straight and then going up overhead as far as you can. If you have a limited shoulder, just go to what height works for you. The benefit of the stick is your good arm will help the bad arm. So if you're stuck here, just go here and go down, or you can angle it like Brad is showing there.
Yeah, if my left shoulder's tight, go up, and if you bring your hands closer together, the strong one will help the weak one or the tight one a little bit more. So everyone's got their own issues. Deal with it the best you can so that we keep moving. Yeah.
Now, if you really are struggling with one bad shoulder, say my left one is bad, I could even grab it like this and help push it up this way. And there you, well, don't hit the ceiling like I did, though. But you can certainly do it this way if the other way seems too challenging or limited. So we're coming up. We got about 10 more seconds left. You look like you're rowing a boat.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully you have a paddle and not a
We paddle a canoe, we oar a boat.
Oh, there we go. So we got 3, 2, 1, and we're going to do torso twists. Now you can hold the stick in different ways. I'm going to go underhand grip, and you're just going to rotate side to side. I'm just moving so I don't hit Brad with my stick here. But you can do underhand grip. You can go overhand grip. You can even hug it the stick if you want. Just do what works for you, and we're just going to get some nice spine rotation.
Yeah, and if you're seated, you'll notice if you're slouched over, you will not get a very good rotation. So if you're able to sit up nice and tall, things in the spine actually work better with rotation, and we're going to do that. I like holding it like this. You'll find if you do this, your elbows may hit the back of the chair, so just be cautious of that. Bring it close together, bring it across. If you want to put the stick down for this one and go like this, that works just as well.
The stick will be used as a balance tool later on in this video, so it's good just to have it close by. We got 9 seconds left of this one. My back is feeling limbered and ready to go now.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yes, the next one we're coming up on is the row and reach. So we're going to reach out in front of you, and then you're going to row back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, together. You can mess with hand placement. You can try wider. You can try more narrow, whatever works for you. You can even, Brad was doing some circles earlier.
Oh, yeah. This reminds me of like people in the rowing boats, or if you ever watch one of those movies with the Vikings, those ships, and they have like 30 people on a side rowing. Anyways, that's just the way my mind works. I got a visual mind, so then I'm thinking about pulling and making the boat move forward.
This is really hitting different parts in my shoulder blades when I go really wide like this. It is changing the whole dynamic of it. So mess around with the area you're doing. If you are a very active individual, and this seems way too easy, you can certainly put a cuff weight on this and then make it more challenging.
There you go.
Or just grab a heavier stick. Maybe grab a log from outside.
Get a 4x4.
Might make a little miss. We got 5 seconds left, and we're coming up on the next one, which is overhead press, which is different than the front raise. So you're just pressing up straight overhead and then back down. If you really struggle with shoulder pain, this might be a little too challenging. Again, mess with hand placement closer or wider. You're going to feel a big difference. And if you can't get all the way up, that's okay. Just go to what range of motion you have and then come back down. If you still have the one arm very limited, maybe just go back to the other exercise of trying to lift it up this way. Makes it a little bit easier. It's just a good variation.
Yeah, this is a nice, and I know I personally find it much easier. The wider I go on the stick, I can go up a little higher and more comfortably. You may even switch your hand grip so your palms are towards you, but that probably is going to make it more difficult. For me, it is. The palm away from me is definitely
easier. I feel more my biceps and lats this way, but that's a good option. You can also kind of grip it more, full grip, or I kind of do an open hand grip, but just do what works for you. And we got 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do legs, so we're going to do sit to stands. So you can go from a chair or a lower surface, and you're just going to stand up and sit down. If you are more experienced, you can just hold onto the stick, don't even use it, and it makes it more challenging. If you can't do this, do Brad's version.
Yep. Push off of the armrest. The stick or the cane can be a great thing for balance if you're a little tipsy when you get up, because we want to be stable. If you are tipsy and this isn't helping, simply just do partial up and down. We do not want to put anybody at risk for a fall.
Oh my goodness, the overhead variation is very challenging even for me. So this might be a little too hard if you don't want to do this way, but this is just another variation. We got 20 seconds left. Notice we're not going super fast, even though we're doing it for a minute, because you want to have good control when you're sitting down. You don't want to plop into the chair.
Plopping is no good. You could actually get a problem with your back if you do that. So under good control, slow motion, and breathe.
And that's a minute. So now we're going to go on to side kicks or hip abduction. We can do standing or seated. The stick will be balanced. So I'm going to go one leg, and I'm going to go for 30 seconds on the one side before I switch. I'm going to go nice, slow, and controlled. And make sure my foot is facing forward, not rotating out, and my body is nice and upright.
Yeah, I'm just going to go out to the side like this. It's a nice option. If you happen to get tired, because I noticed my shoulders from those first 5 exercises got a little fatigued.
Now I'm switching, but you keep going with your alternating version.
Think about breathing while you're doing this. In your nose, and out your mouth. And if you got a cold and you can't get air in your nose, just breathe how you can, but slow, deep breathing. Good posture will make a tremendous difference on getting adequate amounts of air in and exhalation.
Now we're coming up on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to switch into heel raises. I'm going to do heel raises, and then I'm actually going to go on my toes as well, because we're going to get a 2-for-1 deal. Work your balance. Hold onto the stick to make sure you don't tip over. If you feel too unsteady, do it seated, or you can certainly hold on to a countertop or something more sturdy.
You guys got my toesy-woesies on the floor, because this actually, it's more than you think. As long as you pull up as far as you can and then go up on your toes. Going up is typically pretty pain-free. Sometimes people will get cramps in their calf when they go up like this. If that's the case, you need to pull up the other direction to stretch that out. We don't want to get any cramps while doing this, so just do them gently at first and then go a little more range of motion.
Some common issues I see people doing is they don't have an upright trunk standing. They'll sway their butt back, try to keep upright, keep the core engaged, and you're going to do this for another 8 seconds here. Go nice and slow, and I hear some noises next door. I wonder if it's picking up on the mic. They're doing construction. Anyway, next one we're going to do is step taps. So this is more balance work. You can do it seated. I'm just going to tap my foot, and then I'm going to alternate. So we're going to work on weight shifting, balance, and you can just start by going forward like this. Take your time, nice, slow, and controlled. If you want more challenging, just reach further out forward, or you can certainly go diagonally to different sides like Brad's doing.
Yeah. And, out to the side. I like going out to the side because you get a little more hip movement, hip rotation, which can be good for it because a lot of times the hip doesn't see that, and this gives it that range of motion, which is helpful.
If you're standing, you could even try tapping backwards if you want. You can't really do that seated too well. But
no, yeah, that's a tough one.
If you're doing it with someone next to you, try not to play footsie with them, though.
Yeah. And, sit up nice and tall. If you're seated and you get away from the backrest, sit up tall, it makes a big difference on your core. So you're strengthening your core if you're away from the backrest.
Speaking of core, we're going into core now with side bends. Now you can do this. I'm going to do stick overhead and bend side to side. Oh, I feel a good stretch there. So you're actually working your obliques a little bit. You don't have to hold the stick above your head if this is too challenging. You could certainly just keep it in front of you and just side bend to one direction and then side bend the other way. Just make sure you feel a nice, good stretch when you're going this way and a contraction, and take your time with it.
Yeah, and if you're seated, this one will be a little more challenging, especially if you're flexed forward a little bit. The back does not move as well. If you create any pain with it, do not go through that side. Say you go to the right, it hurts a little bit. We'll stretch to the left, and if that feels okay, just don't go very far to the right. This needs to be in a pain-free range, just range of motion. I like the stick right in front for this one in a seated position. Gives you something support to push into, to hold on to. Breathing in the nose, out the mouth. Take a deep breath.
Next one.
Oh, time is really going fast.
Marching. So we're going to stand in place and then march up and down. Now, try to keep your core engaged while doing this. Take your time, breathe, and work on your balance. I notice I'm not just marching like this, going slow and controlled, really working on that balance, tight core muscles. Now in the seated position, Brad is not leaning back.
Right.
He's stabilizing his core, making it more challenging. If you have to lean back because you're weak, you certainly can. But any of these exercises without the back support is going to be harder.
Yep. Gets you aware of that posture and keeps you going. Sometimes you can put a pillow behind here if you need that. Where's my pillow?
I don't know. It's over there somewhere. We
Throw
only got
pillow works really well to put
15
back there.
seconds left of the last main exercise.
Is this the last one?
This is. And then we just got a minute of kind of relaxation and breathing and unwind a little bit.
Yeah, we can talk about football.
No, my team lost this other week, but I don't know when this is coming out. So it's probably in the
and his team lost to my team, so we're all happy about that.
Yeah, that's 11 minutes. The last minute, just relax, sit down, breathe. If you want and you're seated, you can close your eyes and try to relax. Just feel your body. You can shake it out a little bit if you want to. Release the stick or whatever you're using and just catch your breath and think about the day ahead.
We really didn't do anything with the fingers and the hands. It's a good time to get those little joints working. Because they're holding on to that stick too tight.
And also do a little bit of neck movement because we didn't do too much with the head or neck.
There you go. Do this in the morning after you get up and you're ready to go for the day. By lunchtime, you can take a nap. Well, I will. I don't know what you're going to do.
I got more work to do. Someone's got to keep this channel afloat here.
That's right. So anyways, I'm going to, you could use a cane like this and practice like you're putting or golfing.
I guess in this last minute. And you're in the last 5 seconds. And that is about 12 minutes there.
It's exactly 12 minutes now.
Yeah, look at that. We're on time for once.
Yeah, that's a nice 12-minute workout. Enjoy the day and do it again every other day.
If you want a different video specifically with seated exercises, it's a little different. You can just click the video link on the screen.
Yeah, that's a 10-minute seated exercise for seniors, elderly, and older people. Who put that title on there?
I don't know. It was you or Bob. I didn't do it.
Yeah, anyways, it's always a challenge.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.